Hi, I'm Claude.
And I'm Clinton. The X-Men are back, and so are the lamest defenders. Let's hope they both don't suck. Hi, Thanos. We're the lamest defenders.
I don't even know who you are.
We have a small but dedicated fan base.
Be sure to visit our sponsor at BaskervilleProductions.com.
Welcome back, everyone. So, yeah, like our intro said, we're back. The X-Men 97 finally finished, and we were going to do an episode-by-episode kind of like review for each one, but this is just a lot easier, too.
Yeah. I don't know where the we was. Turn your pocket.
So we kind of just want to do a recap of the season and what we liked and disliked, and spoiler alert, we liked a lot about it.
Yeah,
so,
this was fantastic.
Yeah.
This was great. So, yeah.
For me, my second favorite Marvel character is, I think it's a tie between Cyclops and Nova, but this show did justice to my boy Scott Summers.
It undid, 10 years of, or gosh, probably more than that, like 15 years of 20th Century Fox crap.
Screwing that up.
Just
and then,
destroying his character. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, even from the original X-Men cartoon show back in the day, I mean, Cyclops did some stuff, but he was still, second fiddle to the rest of the X-Men. Oh, yeah. And I felt he was better than what he was in the Fox movies, which are basically just the Wolverine anthology.
Yeah.
But, with this, you actually get to see him do cool stuff. Yeah. He, I don't know how he didn't break his neck on that landing in the first episode. They call him the throat goat.
Yeah.
He's just... He lived through that, and then even his
I think he got the nickname One Eye.
Even his relationship with Cable, who's in this season, that was kind of cool how they integrated all that. And then same with the Jean Grey, and then he was banging one of the clones, Madeline Pryor, who was super hot, by the way.
No, the first episode undid just solidified him as the character, as the leader, the new leader of the X-Men. It was awesome. I watched that first episode multiple times. It was so good.
I know. And I think that might be a Marvel mandate now, is they're like, all right, Cyclops needs to be the leader. And I'm hoping that goes forward with the MCU. I'm sure it is, because Cyclops is a really good comic book character.
As I said, all these characters throughout the entire season, had moments where they all shined. And it was so well balanced. It was fantastic.
And speaking of that, is one character they really toned down, which I appreciate because we've had 20 plus years of him as Wolverine, which is good. I mean, Wolverine works best in little doses. You don't need to base a whole movie or a whole cartoon around Wolverine. I mean, he's just a savage dum-dum,
I love Wolverine. He's one of my favorites. But he's had so much over the last few years. And like you were saying earlier, the Wolverine anthology series with the 20th Century Fox movies. No, this was, they really dialed him back. Yeah, they really toned him down, and it worked. It was so much better than what it was.
And it's funny too, because we say that, how we appreciate how they toned him down, but in the very last episode, he's barely in it.
He's just gone.
Because Magneto in episode 9.
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers, huge spoilers, but Magneto sucks the adamantium out of him, sucks his soul out, and then he's just on oxygen in episode 10.
I loved. So not to jump too much, we're not really going to recap the whole story. There's a lot. Just go watch. It's great. Yeah. But in that episode, when Magneto did that, they recreated the Fatal Attractions cover. Yeah. And I love that, because I still have that comic, and I can't believe they did that. It was so great.
And then another part was Cyclops talking to Wolverine. He's like, "Do what you do best, heal." And then he, in parentheses, it should have, "I want you to bang my wife."
I was going to say die. He just shoots him one more time.
just clapping my wife's cheeks. Yeah. But one other big positive, there's a lot of positives, but another thing that I really liked was kind of the Marvel, it seems, animated universe now, where they're sticking with the 90s stuff. There's 10,000 cameos the last 3 episodes.
Great. Yeah,
so,
it was awesome.
Yeah, you see Daredevil, you see Cloak and Dagger, my boy Spider-Man, Mary Jane, Iron Man, and Captain America, who fit into character.
Yeah, Iron Man, classic 90s, Iron Man and Captain America costumes. They were great.
And they didn't do anything.
They didn't do anything. They just stood there.
No voice. Acting. And,
no idea.
And Morph, who's incredibly overpowered in the show, he actually turned into the Hulk. He turned into Psylocke.
Why wouldn't you start with the Hulk?
I don't know.
Morph gets all of the character that he turns into. He gets their physical powers. I believe him. But I'm just like, why wouldn't you just start with the Hulk and just that's like, all right.
There must be
hang back, boys. I got this.
And they don't really explain Morph. I mean, that's one of our negatives, or my negative is there's a lot of things with Morph where he's just so overpowered. I don't know if there's like a time limit where he can only do certain things for so long, just based upon like what character he's morphing into. But I mean, like for the Hulk, maybe he has like a 2-minute window where he can like sustain that.
Yeah.
But I want to get into
a good point, yeah.
Morph again. Just seems like such an asshole. I don't know why they're pushing him so much, which is fine, but it was just kind of creepy to me that he was just trying to basically romance Wolverine. He wants to morph into Jean Grey so Wolverine can like bang the
that was confirmed by the showrunner,
which is fine. I mean, but it's just like, can we do it in a less creepy way?
Yeah.
You know, like it's just it kind of seemed like shoehorned in, and Morph could have had more things to do in this.
He was very pulled back, which was kind of interesting because of how prevalent he was, like in all the marketing for this show. It's just like, wow, okay. But it was just kind of shocking that you have such a character who is so insanely overpowered. Like, this is why they killed him off in the first, like, 20 minutes of the first cartoon.
Like in the pilot.
Yeah, he died in the pilot because he's too overpowered.
Yeah.
It's just like, all of a sudden he's turning into, like you said, Psylocke and
Quicksilver running around, kicking ass.
Yeah, he's like, what's Quicksilver doing? I was like, oh, it's Morph. Like,
well, I just hope they do more things with him and then kind of explain his abilities a little bit better. And then maybe find him, like, a love interest that's actually, you know, like, can...
Nope, they're not gonna
like
do
agree
that.
in the middle, you know,
they're not
like
gonna do
yeah,
that.
or do the stupid comic like Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean Grey threesome relationship where and Wolverine's a total bottom because he's got that healing factor. He could take a buff. Yeah. So what else did we like?
We also really enjoyed the like the cliffhanger with the season. Mm-hmm. Again, spoilers. If you haven't finished it, pause it, come back, but don't close out the video. So it's leading heavily into Apocalypse, which I think, honestly, if it follows comic continuity, it might be Age of Apocalypse.
That could be sweet.
Which would be awesome, because that is probably my favorite X-Men event.
Yeah.
And then following that is definitely Onslaught.
Yeah.
Which they've laid the groundwork for Onslaught.
Oh, absolutely. Magneto and Charles, like in the end of episode 10, or like about the middle, like Charles is in Magneto's head, and then, you know, they're going to merge somehow.
Yeah. So no, and, but no, it's like, that's going to be ridiculous, because in the comics, Onslaught wiped out the Fantastic Four and the Avengers.
Yeah, easily.
So it was just like, okay. So I don't know. I'm really hopeful that this is its own contained thing. I don't want this to branch out into this. Like, it doesn't need to.
No.
I don't. I really hope they don't do that.
I don't know. It really just depends what
knows?
Disney's pushing.
Yes.
Yeah, because, I mean, they fired the main guy that did it, but I think he did season 2 as well. That Bo guy.
He wrote it. Yeah. I think he wrote a lot of it, and but he's not going to be involved with like screen recording or recording voices and all that stuff. So. But yeah, he's just like, oh, I hope it works. I hope it's good.
You know, honestly, I don't care what he did. They should just bring him back. You know, he did such a good.
Unless he did something just absolutely horrible, then it's like,
screw it.
You
know what?
Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, the show's good. So because my cartoons are awesome.
I know where our morality is. Why, brother?
But I mean, with that Age of Apocalypse and like Onslaught things at the end of episode 10, this finale, it seems like they're doing like, it's obvious they're doing like time traveling, which could be really dangerous. Where, I mean, it's X-Men, so it's always kind of crazy, but you got to be really careful with that, because that can get really confusing and really stupid.
Oh yeah, so absolutely. No, I and it might also solve the Gambit situation. Yeah. So again, like Gambit, I think halfway through the season, Gambit dies. He sacrifices himself by killing the new Master Mold, I believe, right? Yeah. So, which was hilarious looking. It was just like some weird bug, like just giant,
just bug. A robot testicle.
So great. It's so well designed.
But at the end, or like the mid-credit scene for this it was Apocalypse in present day, and he picked up a burnt card. So I think he's going to like get Gambit's body and make him death. You know, just cool. Like the Four Horsemen. Yeah. So it's going to get weird. Yeah. It's going to be great, too, though. I just hope it doesn't take too long to have the new season, because I think everything's recorded. I'm pretty sure they're animating it now, so hopefully we get to see it pretty soon. Yeah. I did like what they did with Jubilee. They actually made her... I also liked, Jubilee. I felt like they actually made her much more than just a... comic relief. Just a
not even a good joke, like just a joke.
Just an annoying teenager.
Yeah, but they actually made her like a character, even though Sunspot was a little...
Dude, I hated Sunspot.
Yeah.
He was such a little bitch.
Yeah.
I'm like, I get it, you're a teenager, but like...
He was Jubilee from the first run.
Yeah.
That's who he was. He was actually, like, Jubilee grew, but it was like... And maybe that's why she was like, attracted to him in that regard, but...
It took him 10 episodes to have him finally use his powers. And then when he used his powers, it was like, all right, buddy. And then I think my final good point about the show is it's finally a Marvel product that I'm excited about and I've actually liked.
Yeah.
Because it's been trashed since like 2021,
pretty much,
in my opinion.
Yeah, hit or miss things like Moon Knight, I think it was episode 5, where you find like the background for Moon Knight, how he got to that point. That was one of the best things Marvel's done for a while. Like the Doctor Strange episode of What If season 1.
Yeah.
Like small things here and there have been really like have shined.
No Way Home.
Been I guess what is it? Shining up this turd a little bit.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, this season completely through was rock solid.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It's not enough to make up for the last 3 years though. I feel
No.
It's horrible like to say, but there's been no Marvel product that I've really been that excited about since the Spider-Man movie.
No, yeah.
So,
but this I was worried about this show a lot, but they knocked it out of the park.
But hopefully, I mean, this is it just keeps going up. Hopefully,
Yeah,
I mean,
hopefully.
We'll see. Probably not if they do a Shang-Chi too.
Yeah.
So, dear God.
I don't know. I think that's on life support. But,
Yeah.
One of the few things I didn't care for, on the whole, the animation I thought was great. Like especially the fight scenes. Fight scenes were amazing. But when they're just talking, like it just looks like Archer or like Frisky Dango, like from
like
that
a Flash
cartoon,
animation.
like that.
Yeah,
it's just like very jerky. Like it's just so weird. Then you have that beautiful action sequences. I was like,
yeah. Well, even in the original X-Men cartoon, I mean, the animation wasn't that janky too. I mean, it still looked like crap a lot of times because it's from the '90s, but it wasn't like that, like you're saying. It seems like it's a Flash animation back in like the early 2000s.
Right,
you see on like Newgrounds sometimes. You're like,
oh my
what
gosh.
the hell? So, and then. They also had a romance between Storm and Storm and what's his nuts? Forge, yeah, and it was just like, okay, cool.
They took the Mohawk from us. We had the Mohawk for such a brief period of time, and they took it away.
Yeah.
I wish he'd kept that. That was awesome.
And it was
so
cool. Yeah, and it was cool how like her powers were removed, and then it was like Stella got her groove bag, and now she's like Omega Mutant again. I was like, all right, what's the point? You know, like cool.
I mean, that was fine. I didn't mind it, but I was just like, yeah, they really, and that was another character they really ramped up too. It made her like incredibly powerful. That was awesome.
And I liked more screen time for Nightcrawler. Now he's part of the core group.
Oh, that was so cool.
Now that I'm hoping for season 2, now that the mutants are in a different timeline or whatever, like Back to the Future, but I'm hoping they have more introductions of more of the regular X-Men cast from like the comic book. Like I would love to see more Colossus, like get Magic in there. Yeah. Iceman, like we need
where
Iceman.
Where did he go?
He was an asshole in the original 90s like cartoon show, but like it's still like he's one of the founding members.
Yeah.
Like get Angel in there, you know. So
that would be cool.
There's a lot of things they can do. Juggernaut, Pyro, the Brotherhood, you know.
Yeah. Rogue was a bit of a. Speaking of like the old guard, the Rogue being a bit of a Magneto stand.
Yeah.
Like
that was. I don't know.
I enjoyed her arc overall, though. I thought it was pretty good. She's a conflicting character, so I don't really have a problem with it. It's fine.
Yeah.
You gotta
she's there. It's cool, I guess. I mean,
her turn was more believable than Sunspot.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's just like, okay.
She did have one of the coolest scenes for me, like in the entire season, was she just threw Captain America's shield. She's like, oh, F it. She's like, because Captain America, I mean, he's a dick to the X-Men, like mutants. Yeah. Like, even from the comics.
My hands are tied.
Yeah.
I think that depends, too, on the writer, though.
Sure. Because the Avengers versus X-Men comic was really, like, they were the villains in that. Like, they forced cycle. I don't know. We could do a different video.
Yeah, the losers of that series were the readers.
Yeah. It was crap.
Yeah,
so
it wasn't good.
But I think overall, I'd probably give this season a solid 9. Just because it came, like, I was excited for it for a long time, and it felt like it kept getting pushed back. No one knew when the release date was, and then I forgot about it, and then it came out, and I was like, I honestly expected terribleness.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd give it a 9. There's a lot of things I really liked about it.
I don't do this often. I'm going to give it a 10.
10. Oh,
It was a
I think that's your
masterpiece.
first 10.
Masterpiece.
Yeah,
It was fantastic. Like I loved just the opening episode alone was fantastic. When
set
you
the
had-
bar. We're like,
Yeah.
Can it continue
And
like
it
this?
did
Yeah,
for the most
it
part.
was
Like,
awesome.
there wasn't a bad episode in the bunch. There wasn't like, oh, that was okay. And when you have Gambit charging up Wolverine's claws,
That makes
that
sense.
don't explode him completely when he like hits something.
I was just like, whatever, let's do it. So,
That was the only part. I was
see
like,
him like farting Cajun magic or something.
yeah,
up his
right,
ass.
yeah. But it was like I thought it was a great show. I thought it was awesome. I can't wait to watch it again.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited to watch it again. I hope Disney. They've been releasing their shows on Blu-ray and 4K. I hope they do that with this one because I definitely want to own this.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and it sucks Best Buy doesn't do the hard case anymore, like for movies. It'd be really cool to see if they would do like a special edition for
Yeah.
X-Men 97.
Sure.
I
That'd
would
be
actually
cool.
own this one.
Yeah.
So it's the only reason I kept my Disney Plus.
yeah.
It's like I don't need it anymore.
No, yeah. I guess wait till next year.
Well, that's it for us. We'll catch you guys in the next video in probably like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
We'll see you later.
Thanks so much. Stay lame.
Bye.